Okay, good morning. I thought I'd let you guys into my world a little bit. Um, so this morning I'm going to redo my crystal grid. I probably should have done it like 2 days ago, but I really didn't know what I wanted to do. And I do my grids on the new moon. I do a crystal grid every new moon. So I'm lighting my sage. My space is already clear. It's already, open. I pretty much keep it clear and open because this is where I sleep. This is where I do most of my, stuff, my card pulling and my crystals and meditation and all that stuff mainly happens here. So, so I figured this morning would be a great morning to let you guys be in. I'll pull the card and then we'll do the crystal grid. I don't know why you're just laying there, so you can come over here. So I have random bird feathers. I collect feathers. I collect. So I have this bag of feathers, but I also have a whole giant, huge bag of feathers that I got from Sedona. This is sand from Africa from 2019. My sister Puda went to Africa and she brought me back some sand because I like stuff like that. It makes me happy. This is sand from Sedona, Arizona from last year, 2019 also. I went to Sedona and I lived for a month off the land. And then this is just extra sand for my little thing over there. I think we were in Cape May with Creation Cottage for a retreat last year. So just little things I have. All that to say that these guys probably need to go in here because I don't particularly need them today for what I'm doing. So they can go in there. In the morning, so I wake up and whatever I feel like I need to have out is what I put out. So you're kind of going through that process with me this morning because I haven't set anything up, but I was really compelled to do this. I was like, well, why don't I make a video this morning? So that's what I'm gonna do. Light my incense. I always like to have incense going. So the sun is starting to be really on me because it's coming in on this side of the tent over here. And so we won't be here long because this is when it starts to get unbearable. Sweat will be pouring off of me. So even though the temperature isn't going to be high, the sun coming through that nylon just gets whoa. So let me open these windows and maybe get us a little bit of a breeze blowing so I can maybe last a minute or two longer. Okay, there we go. So now that I have the incense going, I'll just sit here and I'll make sure that I have the right crystals. Do I have everything I want? I think I want to switch this guy out. And so over there is all the crystals. Let me show you. That's what the other side of this area. That's what the whole entire area looks like. So you're in here with me. Okay. There. Okay. So I traded that one out. I think I'm good with everything from there. My little bracelet on. And we'll get started. So you can't see me, but I kind of blow on the cards. I blow like my energy into the cards just to kind of like, I guess, wake them up. My sage, I messed around and let my sage get wet. So I'm having a hard time finding any pieces that'll burn because they're packed so tight. So when I and please forgive my hair today. I just woke up. But they're packed so tight, and so it's kind of difficult, but to dry them. So I probably need to take it all apart and just lay it out. But I like to light the sage from my cards also, because I've been dreaming and I've been sleeping and I've been laying here, and they were out since yesterday, and so I like to get any kind of stale energy out of them and get them with today's new energy. Like, yeah, well, that was yesterday, so what are we doing today? So I just run them through the smoke of the sage. And these are just I don't mean just like, but these are Rider-Waite cards, and they're from my father. Long live the chief. I don't usually work with these, but recently I felt like I needed to start working with all of my decks and not just my favorite deck, which is the Inner Child deck. I do a lot of inner child healing work for myself, and I have a nonprofit where I'm trying to help other women heal their inner child, Nyx Village. I actually have a retreat coming up October 16th, 17th, and 18th to heal the inner child, Half Moon Sisters retreat. I'll put all of that stuff in the description or something. I'm not really good with how all of that works right now, but I'm teaching myself. So we'll learn together. So like I said, I sit with the cards, I shuffle the cards, I play with the cards. These are smaller cards. The cards that I personally like are really large. So that little Vegas-y kind of deal, shuffle thing that I do, I can't do those with my cards. So I'm trying to get these cards, get my mind to the place where I'm not doing them with these cards either. Where I'm actually doing this kind of a shuffle. But I'll catch myself in the middle of it because I'm used to that Vegas-y kind of thing. And I just like to have my hands more on the cards than that. Just more directing the cards of where they're going, followed by, like what Spirit's telling me. So once I've shuffled the cards up, I just lay them out in a nice little, spread here. And I figure that the one that I'm supposed to grab will come to me. And so then I just sit. Sometimes I put my hand over them and I see which one wants me. So I'm feeling very drawn to this card right here. And that's the Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups. So I'm going to show you who he is. That's the Knight of Cups in the Rider-Waite deck. So for me, the very first thing I do, because as I said, I'm learning these cards, is I just look at the card and say, like, well, what stands out to me? The things that stand out to me, the very first thing I see is the black. There's just a lot of black in the card, and I see him carrying the cups. He's at a river, and it looks like he's getting ready to cross it. I'm in my heart, I'm getting that it's like a feeling of peace, an offering of peace. But I'm not sure because the symbolism in this card doesn't really speak to me in that kind of a way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look it up and I'm going to see what this says to me, and then I'm going to see if there's anything in that that speaks to me, and then I'll go from there. So what I got for Knight of Cups is graceful but not warlike, riding quietly, wearing a winged helmet, referring to those higher graces of the imagination which sometimes characterize this card. He too is a dreamer, but the images of the side of sense haunt him in his vision. Arrival, approach, sometimes that of a messenger, advances, proposition, demeanor, invitation, incitement. So he is bringing a message. I want to say he's bringing a haunting message because I immediately noticed the dark, and I keep thinking like he's bringing a message in your dream. Just came to me. So look for a message in my dream, maybe. Message in your dream. That's where I'm going to go with him. He's bringing a message. And because cups deal with emotions, it's something to do with the emotions. So there's going to be a message, an understanding, and it's going to come out of a dream. And that's really crazy because I have this lady that I do her classes, and her name's Holly, and I haven't done any of her classes or any of her lives or anything for a long time. And this morning I hopped on her live right before this, and a card had fallen out of her deck, and she was like, I know better, I'm supposed to read that card. And she reads the card, and it's about dancing, which is a message she's been giving me forever. And so she's like telling me, she's like telling us, about dancing, like we need to dance. And she says, this is funny because this is a message I gave Nicole, and Nicole jumped on the thing today. And then she starts talking about this inward spiral. And I don't know where the book is, but I drew an inward spiral because I was like, wait, the spiral's going in. It's not going out like this. It was going in, like into the little small point. And I drew it, but I was like, this is weird. Like, it's not how I imagine a spiral. And then today she was talking about the inward spiral. And then now I draw this card, and it says there's messages, and I'm taking the dark to be the dream. So the cards speak to you in the way that you yourself understand as the reader. It gives you the symbolism that you're going to get. So I'm looking at the card, and remember the first thing I saw was dark. And so I'm taking that to be in my dreams, when I'm not connected to this, when I have my eyes closed, and that he's bringing me a message from my dreams. And that connects with Holly, what happened today with Holly. So I think that is my message for today. I probably need to put some time and energy into what Holly was saying. So with that, we're going to go to my crystal grid. Now, I'm going to show you, I have a grid from last new moon. I don't know if you can see it. There it is. But I did that strictly on intuition, and that's exactly how we're going to do this one. I'm not one that knows all my rocks. So I'm not going to be like, oh, I know what this one is, and this one does this, and this one does that. I'm not going to do that because I don't know. There are some that I'm very clear what they are and what they do, but there are many that I'm not very clear on what they are and what they do. And I just let my intuition tell me which ones to use. So what I'm going to do with my grid, the very first thing I'm going to do is I took all of my crystals off from last time. And I'm going to see if I can find some sage to just give them a quick run over. Release any of the energies that they collected, just so that they're like open vessels, like for whatever work needs to be done. So as I said, it's going to be a little difficult for me to get the sage jumping. I will get some going now. I have a torch under here somewhere. There it is. There we go. Get the sage going. The smoke over my space, over my things that I'm cleansing. So all of these guys will also go out into the moon and be cleansed. It's selenite. It really doesn't need it. It's a cleaner itself. Now I will use all of those points again. So, first thing I do with my crystal grid is I need to write down what my intention is for this particular grid. And this over here is my little magic kit. So I've got all kinds of little magical stuff in here from when I had my house and I used to do all my little rituals and things like that. So I'm going to write down my intentions for this grid. Okay, so I already knew some of the stuff that I wanted to write for my intention for this grid, so that wasn't hard. So this paper I'll put down where the grid goes. So, I don't know, can you see where I'm doing the grid? I think you might be able to see where I'm doing the grid now. I need you to see the paper. Ah, there's a paper. Go over here a little more. Get that out of the way. There. So that's where the grid is going to go. So I'll put the paper there. Take my grid and sit it there. So the first thing I do is I put my points on that are going to connect everything. So I get my grid from Art and Altar, which is Alex Sayer, and she's really great, and I'll tell you guys more about her as we go along because she's really one of my support people. But I get my stuff from her, and she tells me how to use it, how to grid. And so what I needed to do is the crystals connect everything. The crystal points connect everything. So in the middle, we need a powerhouse, something that can, take the energy and conduct it out in all ways. And for some reason, I want to put this amethyst there, and I don't know if that's even, an amethyst is even, but that's what I want there. With the things that I'm trying to do. So we'll put the amethyst. And then what I do is from the amethyst, I'll say like, okay, what do I want to connect? And then I will find one that I want to connect. And then I will connect that to the next one. So I want some rose quartz in there. I always like to have rose quartz in there. So I'm going to put my rose quartz right there. And then I'm going to say, so rose quartz, I want to go from rose quartz to what? I think I want to go to, this one is calling me, and I think that also is rose quartz. So I'm going to put that at the other side. So I want, like, I'm going to have the amethyst, and then I've got, like, this love, this rose quartz thing jumping off. Oh, this pretty one. I'm not quite sure what that is, but I feel like that needs to be there. So I'm going to put that here. And I'm going to connect that to an amethyst. So I've got another amethyst. That third eye in my heart, that's what's going on. So I got information to connect my third eye in my heart. So that's what's going on here. I want a moonstone. So then I grab my moonstone and I'm going to put that across from this one that I'm not quite sure what it is, but that's where I think the moonstone goes. And this will be the final inside the grid. And then what I do after that is I kind of, I put other things. So I'm going to put some tourmaline on the outside to protect. These. One there, one there. And I'm going to bring my inner child stone. So that's my inner child. I'm going to take my inner child and I'm going to put it there also. And I think that I'm going to look for another rose quartz. I'm feeling like I need love. I don't know if that's clear or rose. It's clear. Maybe it's clear. I don't know if I have another rose quartz out here. I'm going to put a clear quartz then. I'm going to take this clear quartz and I'm going to put it there. So there we go. So I did my crystal grid. That's my crystal grid for the month. So thank you guys for being here with me this morning. I hope that you got something out of it. I will have more channels, not channels. I'll do more videos. I'll get better. But they won't just be like about my crystals and my tarot cards. It's going to be about, me living in the tent and just me. We'll see where the page goes. I also am starting a podcast, but that'll be different. I have an issue with being on camera. I don't feel comfortable just sitting in the camera talking. So if I can work this out and you guys are fine just looking at my beautiful treasures and stuff, that's great. But if you find that you need something else, I'm probably not the person for you. So if you like it, share it, comment. I'm open to comments. I'm open to talk to you guys. I really want to start a community. I'm trying to heal the world here. So it takes a village to heal the world. It starts with me. Nyx Village, healing our world, one person at a time. I'm also warrior goddess. Have a great day, guys.